In today's video, we're stepping inside the courtroom to witness two intense and unforgettable hearings involving individuals who identify as sovereign citizens, people who believe the law does not apply to them. These cases are packed with bold claims, heated exchanges, and moments that leave everyone questioning where personal belief ends and legal reality begins. The first case starts with a traffic stop that quickly turns serious. A man is pulled over for driving with a so-called traveler license plate, a plate that doesn't legally exist. What follows is a courtroom discussion that goes beyond paperwork and technicalities. The judge questions the arrest report, focuses on public safety, and stresses why insurance and lawful registration matter for everyone on the road. Despite the defendant's repeated claims that he is not subject to state law, the court takes a surprisingly patient approach, offering him a chance to fix the issue instead of sending him straight to jail. Then, the video shifts to a second hearing, and this one is far more confrontational. Appearing via Zoom, the defendant openly challenges the court's authority, claims dominion over the land, and insists on a right to travel without a license. His tone grows increasingly disrespectful as he talks over the judge, questions jurisdiction, and dismisses the legitimacy of the charges against him. The judge listens, responds firmly, and ultimately shuts down his arguments, setting the case for a jury trial. Together, these hearings highlight a growing courtroom trend where ideology clashes with established law. The real question is whether patience and leniency help restore order, or whether they encourage more defiance. Watch closely, because these moments reveal just how far some people are willing to go to deny the authority of the legal system.
Okay. Officers initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas for a vehicle having a fictitious plate bearing the word traveler on it. During the stop, the defendant refused to provide identification or insurance information, stating, "I do not consent to any of this." Officers attempted to remove the defendant from the vehicle, and the defendant actively resisted until he was detained.
That's very conclusory. Actively, what did you say?
Actively resisted.
Okay, I need more than that. Give me more, Alice.
So I reviewed the body cam this morning from the officer who initiated the traffic stop. The defendant.
No. You can't do that. No. It has to be in the report. In the DIMS, he has to say more than just a conclusory statement about what happened.
In the DIMS, it states that the officer attempted to pull the defendant out of the vehicle with him actively resisting and pulling away from the officer and other deputies. And the defendant continued by turtling his arms as they got him to the ground.
All right. Better. But you telling me that he actively, it's a conclusory statement and we need more, right? It's like saying, okay, he was speeding. Really? How fast?
Yes, Judge.
So that's why conclusory statements don't fly, but that's enough. Okay, Mr. Daly.
Sir.
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a Texas driver license? Can you run his license, please, guys?
He's eligible to drive.
Okay. Do you have liability insurance in your name?
That's right.
And you can't drive. Once you get insurance, I will happily allow you to drive. It's all I'm doing is trying to protect the public and trying to protect you in the event that you get into an accident. They don't care whether you're traveling, whether you're whatever, however you want to term it. If you get into an accident and you do some catastrophic damage, they're going to come after you. They're going to sue you, try to take you for everything you got. And that's why for $50 a month, you pay for someone to represent you in the event that you do get an accident. And depending on how much you pay, you're covered $50,000, $150,000. So all I'm asking you to do is follow the law. I'm not going to put any other condition, drugs, no alcohol. I don't know. All I want you to do is get insurance.
Gotcha.
So if you can do that, I'll allow you to drive. So the only condition now is just don't drive until you get insurance. Once you get insurance, show it to me. I'll take your no driving restriction off and then do whatever you want. You need a lawyer to represent you there. So what are you doing these days?
For now.
Do you work? No? Okay, why not? What were you doing?
Truck driver.
It's a great job. Don't you make a ton of money truck driving? Why would you quit? You make it.
Taking money from my check.
Oh, I see. Child support?
No,
What?
they said they overpaid me, and they never, they was taking $170 out of my check for no reason. They never gave me anything to
Isn't
sign.
there a place that you can go to dispute that?
I have no clue. You tell me.
Hmm?
You tell me.
HR. You know, go to HR, go, hey man, this is why my check should be what it is. If they rightfully underpaid you, then they should, give you what you rightfully are owed. If they did overpay you, that's like equally not fair though, right? So what's good for the goose, good for the gander, so if you quit just in spite,
I was really I had 2 weeks notice in. I was gonna quit before because I was going to another job.
You need someone to represent you, right? We'll give you time for you to get a lawyer. We'll give you a month, but when you come back, you need a lawyer to represent you, okay? So Mr. Daly, now I'm gonna have you just sign this promise to us that you're not gonna drive until you get liability insurance. So get it, bring it back to me, show me that you have insurance with your name on it, and then I'll take this off.
I get it today.
You come back to me today. If you to get it within the next hour and a half, show it to me, I'll take it off now. We get plenty of people that I put this restriction off and then within the next hour and a half, they call some insurance company, they're able to get the policy, we are able to verify it, and then I take the restriction off. I'm just asking you to follow the law, that's it. Not anything crazy.
Judge, does that state bond conditions?
No, I'm just gonna have him sign this affidavit here, that's it. Okay, I will have you sign this, promise us, we'll have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then we'll let you out, and then you're good to go. Just whenever you're ready to come back, come back. Good luck, Mr. Daly.
Domingo?
I have the right to travel. I have dominion over this land, right? Fucking double.
Say that again, Mr. Little. What comment did you make? Speak up now, say it, speak up.
I'm talking to another person on the phone.
Case number SP15130291. Appearance, please.
Yes,
Sheriff Harris, on behalf of Mr. Little. For purposes of arraignment, my client stands mute.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, sir. I've got a payment plan derived from your department.
Turn your camera on, please, sir, first of all.
Okay. I just hit it.
Do you want representation by this very good lawyer, or you not?
Well, she works for the state, doesn't she not?
All right, go ahead. What do you got going on, Mr. Little? What do you want to tell me?
What I'm saying is I got on a payment plan to pay these tickets. I got the payment thing right here in my hand.
Okay, you can pay him. You still got to do this no ops.
What's the no ops?
Without a valid license.
Say that again.
Operating a motor vehicle without a valid license.
Do I not have the right to travel? I have dominion over this land, right?
I knew that. I could anticipate that argument. All right. So that's not gonna. How do you want to proceed? Because I'm not buying that.
I would like to honor this contract.
I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
What you mean you're not buying it? It's your contract. It's your contract.
It's not my contract. You want a trial date? You want to work the deal out? Take failure to display, $240. Plead guilty.
They got me paying $400. They got me paying $445. That's what they got me paying.
Well, you don't want any help on that, so you want to come with the I have the contract argument. And
no, what I'm saying is this, Your Honor, not to disrupt you. I got on a payment plan because of the tickets. Y'all sent me tickets to my house, right? Okay. they put me on a payment plan to pay the tickets off right here. This is what I have in my hand. It's a schedule stating to pay the tickets off. That's why we're here today, for the tickets, right?
Yes.
Or is it something else? Are y'all trying to get my bonds? Is my bonds here?
So here's the deal, sir. You have 3 civil infractions of improper plate, expired plate, and no insurance, and you have 1 misdemeanor, and that's a no ops. So the misdemeanor is punishable by 93 days in jail, and that's the maximum possible penalty is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. This is for purposes of arraignment for Mr. Little. And
Is
if,
that a, is that,
wait, let me
is
finish.
that,
I'll let you finish. Let me finish.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. And you have, you can pay a civil infraction anytime you want to. That when you pay it, that is admitting responsibility by making that payment.
I've already made a payment.
There, you're not letting me finish.
Yes, sir.
The misdemeanors are not something that you can pay. Those need to be adjudicated first. So that's why you had to come to court on those tickets. I see that you entered into a payment plan with those civil infractions. So we're going to strike SP 1513015 counts 1, 2, and 3 from the record, and we'll just proceed with SP 1513091. How do you want to proceed? How do you want to proceed on the operating without a license, a vehicle without a license?
I don't believe I have the authority to travel as I need to travel.
All right, I'm denying that. I'm gonna consider that as a motion, and I'm denying that. Okay.
It's no motion. It's a fact. It's a fact.
Well, that's what you argue that. You appeal my decision then, and you go to a further court and argue that. You take all that to the Supreme Court and see what they say. I don't care.
Why would I have to do that, Your Honor? If you honor your code of law.
All right. So how do you want to proceed? Do you want to plead guilty today, or do you want me to set a trial date?
I'm not an animal, man.
You're breaking up, sir.
I say animals plead by high like that. I don't plead.
All right, so I'm going to set a trial date. You want a jury trial, or do you want to judge by a trial by a jury, or you want me to hear the case?
If I could not get a fair case regardless, Your Honor, because you're an agent of the state, and as if I get a jury, that the jury will be an agent of the state, because once they register to vote, they become an agent of the state. So how can I get a fair trial in that, Your Honor?
I don't know, but we got to move this case along. Let's get a jury trial date.
Yeah,
I'm not going to spend any more time. There's a lot of people here that want to get their case heard.
Yes, sir. Can I ask you what jurisdiction do you have over me?
Can I?
Go ahead, Ms. Harris. He doesn't want your representation. You're an agent of the state too.
I'll accept that. I was just going to ask the court if the court would consider dismissal based on the fact that he did pay other civil infractions and admit.
He hasn't paid anything yet. He only
yes,
paid.
Yes, I have. I have paid.
He paid $20. He paid $20. He paid $20.
That's a part of my agreement. That was a part of my agreement, Your Honor. Not $40, not $60. It was $20. $20 each payment. That's what I did. I didn't give him more than what I agreed to. I gave him what I verbalized and I agreed to, sir.
Very good. Very good.
Fucking double.
Say that again, Mr. Little.
Say that again, what?
What comment did you make?
I'm not sure what you want me speaking about.
Speak up now. Say it. Speak up.
I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
Instead of talking under your breath.
I'm talking to another person on the phone. Another phone.
So your next court date, your jury trial date is gonna be May 7th. And then we'll set a final pretrial date for the week before that, March the 30th, all right?
This video takes us deep into the courtroom, where two very different hearings unfold but share one common theme: individuals who believe they are above the law. These are not just routine traffic or misdemeanor cases. What we see here is a direct clash between the legal system and a mindset that rejects its authority altogether. From the very beginning, the tension is clear, and as the hearings progress, the arguments become more extreme, more disruptive, and more revealing. The first hearing begins with what might sound like a simple traffic stop, but it quickly becomes something much bigger. The defendant was pulled over in Harris County, Texas, for driving with a so-called traveler license plate. This plate is not recognized by any state, and it's commonly used by people who claim they are not required to follow traffic laws because they are traveling, not driving. When the officer attempted to stop him, the situation escalated, leading to accusations of resisting arrest. Already, this case highlights a serious concern. When someone refuses to recognize the law, even a basic traffic stop can become dangerous. Inside the courtroom, the judge carefully examines the officer's report. Rather than blindly accepting it, the judge points out that certain statements are too vague and require more detail. This moment stands out because it shows the court trying to balance fairness with enforcement. The judge wants to make sure that every accusation is supported by clear facts, not just conclusions. At the same time, the judge repeatedly emphasizes public safety, reminding everyone that traffic laws, vehicle registration, and insurance exist for a reason. They protect not only the driver but everyone else on the road. The defendant, however, remains unmoved. He insists that he is not subject to state law, repeating familiar sovereign citizen phrases and rejecting the court's authority over him. Despite this, the judge takes a surprisingly patient approach. Rather than immediately imposing jail time, the judge offers the defendant a chance to correct the issue by obtaining proper insurance. To some viewer, this may seem compassionate. To others, it may appear dangerously lenient, especially considering the defendant's refusal to acknowledge basic legal responsibility. As the hearing continues, the underlying issue becomes clear. This is no longer just about a license plate or insurance. It's about whether the legal system can function when individuals openly deny its legitimacy. The judge appears focused on their escalation, hoping that reason and opportunity will lead to compliance. But the question lingers: does leniency encourage cooperation, or does it reinforce the belief that the rules are optional? The second hearing answers that question in a very different way. This time, the defendant appears via Zoom, and from the moment he speaks, his attitude is confrontational. He repeatedly interrupts the judge, uses disrespectful language, and launches into long speeches about his supposed right to travel and his claimed dominion over the land. Unlike the first case, there is no attempt here to appear cooperative. This defendant openly challenges the court's authority at every turn. He argues that the court has no jurisdiction over him, dismisses the charges as illegitimate, and claims that he has already established some kind of payment arrangement that should make the case irrelevant. He insists that driving without a license is not a crime when done under his personal interpretation of the law. These arguments may sound confident, but they are rooted in misinformation that courts across the country have repeatedly rejected. The judge listens, but only to a point. While maintaining professionalism, the judge makes it clear that these claims have no legal standing. The so-called right to travel does not exempt anyone from licensing requirements. Personal beliefs do not override state law, and declaring oneself outside the system does not make it so. As the defendant continues to push back, the judge's patience begins to wear thin. What stands out most in this hearing is the tone. The defendant's disrespect is not subtle. He talks over the judge, mocks the process, and treats the court as if it were optional. This behavior not only weakens his own position but highlights why courts must draw firm boundaries. The legal system depends on order, respect, and adherence to procedure. Without those elements, justice cannot function. Eventually, the judge denies the defendant's motions outright and sets the case for a jury trial. This decision sends a clear message. These arguments will not make the charges disappear. A courtroom is not a debate stage for personal ideology. It is a place where laws are applied, not negotiated based on belief. When viewed together, these two hearings paint a troubling picture. On one hand, we see a judge attempting to guide a defiant defendant toward compliance through patience and opportunity. On the other, we see a judge forced to shut down disruptive behavior to preserve the authority of the court. Both approaches raise important questions. How much leniency is too much? At what point does patience become weakness? And how should the legal system respond when individuals reject its legitimacy entirely? These cases also reveal a broader issue facing courts today. Sovereign citizen arguments are not new, but they continue to appear with surprising frequency. They rely on confident delivery, selective interpretation of legal language, and the hope that persistence alone will wear down the system. But as these hearings demonstrate, belief does not equal law, and confidence does not replace legal authority. In the end, the courtroom remains one of the last places where reality must prevail over ideology. Traffic laws apply whether someone accepts them or not. Court jurisdiction exists regardless of personal declarations. And the authority of the legal system depends on judges being willing to enforce it firmly and consistently. These hearings are more than just entertaining moments of courtroom drama. They are a reminder of why the rule of law matters, and what happens when it is challenged head-on.